Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to F2 Worlds, and in today's video, we recount a tale of two young crusaders who hold a mentor and student relationship. Luzzu and Gatta are two minor characters the party meets in the game, and through them, we are introduced to a faction that is dedicated to defeating sin while protecting the population of Spira, a faction known as the Crusaders. So let us begin with their story. When Tidus washes up in Besaid at the very beginning of the game, we see Wakka engaged in conversation with Luzzu and Gatta. A few moments later, just as Tidus and Wakka reach Besaid village, the Crusaders inform them to be careful as there are fiends on the road, and Wakka introduces Tidus to them. When the duo reach Besaid village, Wakka informs Tidus of the Crusader tent stationed in the village and that the Crusader duo reside there. Upon interacting with them, they introduce Tidus to the concept of the Crusaders and what they do. But instead of letting me tell you who they are, I have a guest who will do that for me in this video. Take a listen.
Gatta, tell him who we are.
Yes, sir. The Crusaders are sworn to battle sin. We have chapters throughout Spira, accepting all who wish to join our struggle. The hero Mihen formed the Crusaders 800 years ago as the Crimson Blades. Later, our ranks grew and we called ourselves the Crusaders. We've been fighting sin ever since.
What? You've been fighting 800 years and you still haven't beat it?
Based on this interaction, we see that Luzzu is the leader of the two as he instructs Gatta to introduce the Crusaders to Tidus, an order he follows. This is a little known fact, but we see Luzzu and Gatta in a rare interaction in Luca. If Tidus attempts to leave Luca for the Mihen High Road while looking for Orin, they are stopped by them and inform him that there are not a lot of people here as they are either watching the game or at the Blitzball Sphere. We also see Gatta's dedication to the Crusaders and their missions by refusing to steer away from their mission when Luzzu suggests abandoning the courier, the one delivering the sin spawn we see later in the game, to watch the Blitzball game, and assures the party that they will watch them. Progressing further in the story, we see them sporadically leading up to Operation Mihen. The next time we see them is in the Mihen High Road, where they are seen aiding the transport of a sin spawn as part of Operation Mihen. Upon seeing the party, they congratulate the Aurochs for their performance, regardless of the result in the Blitzball tournament. We also see an example of their mentor-student relationship as Luzzu assures Gatta.
See, keep your head down, say sir a lot, and you'll do fine.
Right, sir.
We actually know more about Luzzu than we do about Gatta, so we will begin with the latter. While we actually don't know about the backstory of Gatta, it is likely that he was taken under Luzzu's wing shortly after he was recruited, seeing through their interactions that Gatta sees Luzzu as a mentor. This is also seen when Luzzu instructs Gatta to inform Tidus about what the Crusaders are upon his arrival to the Crusader camp in Besaid. As for Luzzu, he has more of an integrated backstory. It is discovered in his conversation with Wakka in Mushroom Rock Road that he was friends with Chapu during his time in the Crusaders. Furthermore, it was Luzzu who convinced Chapu to enlist in the Crusaders, which ultimately led to his death. Wakka, not knowing this, punched Luzzu and realizes that Lulu knew this fact and also did the same thing. Meanwhile, we see Gatta's desire to fight in the front lines despite his assignment of guarding the command center, before storming off due to Luzzu affirming his order. After this cutscene, we have one last interaction with Gatta, with this option deciding the fate of the two Crusaders. Gatta, still enraged that he is guarding the command center instead of fighting Sin directly, the party has two options: to ensure him that guarding the command center is also important, or encouraging him that he should be fighting in the front lines. Should the player choose the former, in the beach cutscene of Operation Mihen, we see the shot Gatta on the beach screaming about Luzzu's body being torn in half due to Sin's assault. If the player chooses the latter, they will see a lifeless Gatta on the shore with his corpse falling despite Tidus' attempt to get him to wake up. If the player chooses to do nothing and ignore this interaction, then the default time of events will go as if the player chose the former option, meaning Luzzu will be dead. If Gatta survives Operation Mihen, the party will see him next in Jose Temple, where he is still feeling the effects of the war and the death of his mentor and resolves to go back to Besaid. However, should Luzzu be the Crusader standing between the two, when the party encounters him in Jose Temple, Luzzu expresses his anger of Gatta being killed by Sin while under his supervision, similar to what happened with Chapu before the event of the game. Unfortunately, regardless of what happens in the story, one of them does not survive in the timeline and the other plays a very minor role in the remainder of the game, with the roles diminishing significantly after Operation Mihen. They make an appearance in the endgame after defeating Sin, however. Otherwise, they are in the Crusader tent in Besaid village for the rest of the game. Thus ends the sad tale of two members of the Crusaders whose quest to defeat Sin ends in tragedy. Their tragic story is a mere example of the impact that Sin has in the world of Spira, with its chaos affecting all of its inhabitants and can result in people losing loved ones, friends, or in this case, mentors and students. This is just a small sample of the devastation Sin has wrought to Spira in its 1,000-year life. What did you think? Did you feel pity for the young Crusaders? Do you wish a better and happier outcome for them? Did you want them to play a bigger role in the storyline after the events of Operation Mi'ihen? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you thought of the video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy and want to see more Final Fantasy content. Other than that, this is Enzo signing out, and that, as they say, is that.